How about a sleeper? So I'm going to go with Cincinnati. Now Cincinnati lost its last 5 games last year.
I feel like that team easily could have been like 9-3 had they just closed out a couple games.
They were better than 5-7 a year ago.
A team that you probably did not expect me to describe as a dark horse in the Big 12. It might shock you. It's the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Cincinnati, very quietly, top 15 in returning production.
Now this roster across the board is probably better than you realized. So don't be surprised if at season's end, we're sitting there and like, where did Cincinnati come from?
This team could be a real problem.
It's about believing in the power of the University of Cincinnati. The power that can transform lives and bring people together and lift the city that we all love.
They are a symbol, a reflection of belief, investment, and what's possible in the future.
Larry and Rhonda Sheakley. Larry's love for the Bearcats didn't start with this project. It started when he was a kid growing up in Cincinnati, and that passion never faded, it just grew. And today, it's woven into everything that we do at this university.
They're finally feeling like a Big 12 team, like the adjustment period is over.
Obviously, it's a new year for us. This is going to be my 3rd year coming in Cincinnati football. The new building, the Sheakley Center that we have is state-of-the-art, the best facility in the country. We'd put it up against anybody. Anybody that's come visit and walk through the halls, they feel it, they see it.
It's state-of-the-art. An amazing place for us to recover, spend time with one another, be around each other at all times.
That's something that's going to be a huge advantage for us to be able to, get a lot of our football work done, in a timely fashion and more efficient fashion. But the thing that's probably most exciting to me about, the indoor facility is that the guys get to get around each other. We get to get around the guys. It's a lot easier, and again, it helps build that chemistry.
Best one I've ever seen. Excited to finally get in here.
We going in here right now, man. This live right here. This live. This live. This live. This live. This live in the chat. This live right here, man. We live, man. Yup.
It's an incredible facility. When you think about the indoor facility itself, to be able to go out and practice in that, it's a climate controlled, air conditioned when it's hot in the summer if we need it. Obviously we can get some heat in the winter if we need it. What that enables our guys to go out and do, not only play football out there, but we can go do walkthroughs in great weather. We don't have to worry about that. Also, we have picnics, we have family dinners out there on that turf. There's a lot of things we can use that turf for. But then also inside the building, just the layout, the way you go from the locker room to the training room to the weight room. It's very easy for our guys. Our nutritional center is right beside it as well. You walk up one floor, you have a player lounge where our guys can just hang out, couches, pool table, ping pong table, TVs, play the games. And then the cafeteria is right beside that, which is awesome. That's for all our student athletes. We're able to interact with our other athletes on campus. And a chance to hang out, which is right there in our building. Again, that's a great way to have connection with our staff. And I'm not just talking to coaches, I'm talking about our full staff. And we have a lot of staff. And so just to be able to get around our guys. And then you go upstairs on the 3rd floor and you have all our meeting rooms and our meeting space. State-of-the-art team room, another team room dedicated for our defense. And then every single position group has their own meeting space. And so everything that you possibly need, for a football team is in that building. And probably the best part about this building is the recovery space that we do have. Hot tubs, saunas, cold tubs, the saltwater sleep tank, a red light therapy, all those things that a lot of teams don't have. And I think it's going to pay dividends in our team as we move forward in the fall.
They actually bring back a lot of production from a year ago. They're 12th in the nation as far as returning production. They're 4th in the Big 12 as far as returning production. I think that continuity is very, very important.
We have new freshmen that are here. That got here in January. Some got here this summer. We have new transfers that got here in January and this summer. Roughly 40 new guys, new players. And so for them, the things that we're doing with them right now is brand new for them. And so, you kind of start back over, you kind of reset. And, the good thing for us is we reset with a really good team coming back. Guys that were on our team, that were all conference that were coming back, guys that were some of the best players in the Big 12 that are coming back. And I think that's critical. And then, but to adding these type of players in here, and now it's a renewed spirit. I think starting all the way back in February and spring practice, and it went to the summertime, and you could just feel the vibe of this team is different. And I think anybody that you ask or talk to, player-wise, coach-wise, staff-wise, it's a little bit different. I think in a great way, in a way that we feel like we are one, and we feel like a one football team that's going to go out and play for each other.
And I think our staff did a great job of bringing in guys that fit the team well, came in with great energy already, knew what the goal is of the team, and came in ready to work.
They're competing in a way that it's making each other better, but not over the top where you're going to be any kind of have destruction of a position group. No, it's we're trying to make each other better. This is our third year in the Big 12. We have a great sense about what the Big 12 is all about. But I think there is a new feel at this team.
Work, man. Time to get to work.
Yeah, I think higher ground, first and foremost, it's a way where we can take our football team and get away from every distraction that's out there and come to an isolated place, which we call Camp Higher Ground. And we have dorms, we have eating facility, dining hall, where we get our snacks. We do all our meetings, our lifting, our recovery, and of course our practice out here.
That's good for sure. Everything look good. Everything look gravy. Nice little corn, nah. Nice little bad. Nice little. We in this thing. We in this thing. Let's get it.
Man, I think high ground really it's like a retreat.
10 out of 10.
Everybody just gets along and get to know each other, get the team bond.
Higher ground really gives us an advantage of just getting away from a lot of external problems that we might have or distractions, going away, being out here, and only having football and your teammates to focus on is a huge benefit. And I think that's why, we'll be locked in and have a great shot at the season.
I think this place is really special in regards of making a team more connected. We can do everything out here together, and I've been here, like I said, for 6 years. Been through some really good times, been through some hard times, but being out here in the place like this, kind of secluded, allows the team to build, chemistry, connection, all those things that you really need to have a successful season.
So higher ground is essentially, 2 football fields, 2 bunkhouses, 2 or 3 bunkhouses, a calf, and it's football, baby. It's old school.
All right, guys, listen up. We're at higher ground, good. Our rooms got moisture all in them, good. All right, it's gonna be hot out here, good. Some people have been out here, Gavin's been out here 8 times, maybe, how many times? 6, man, about 8. Been out 8 times, good. All right, but anyway, man, what a great honor and privilege it is to be here, guys, to be able to play this sport with you guys. You guys that have put all this work in all spring, all summer now, for time to get ready to go play Nebraska. Can't wait. Can't wait. There should be a sense of urgency inside of you right now that you can't wait to get on the field, and we've been doing it all summer anyway. But for us to put it together for a team, you guys have busted your Coach Nico and his staff, and Aaron and his staff. Tremendous job to get you to this point right here. For us now to go play some ball. Throughout this camp, throughout this season, we'll face a ton of adversity, individually and collectively. Hopefully, we're all hardened enough that nothing's going to faze us, individually or collectively. And the big theme of this whole thing, that in order for us to get to Dallas, is we got to be like this. We got to be so tight as a football team that can't nobody break us. But in order to accomplish everything that we want to accomplish, we have to be focused on the team. We got everything we need right here in this room. Right here, I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Bring your hips, Zach. Stand. Try and load them back a little bit, and then when you fire through, bring them through.
I think going into this year, being the oldest guy and being a guy that's been here for 6 years playing O-line, I think, just making sure I pass the tradition on to the guys of how the O-line's played since I've been here. Got a lot of new faces. I've been here and experienced a lot with a lot of different O-lines. So make sure I pass that on with them. Make sure I pass on my knowledge of the system to them. How we want to play as an offensive line. Be physical and nasty and all those expectations you want in an offensive line.
We say we want a bowl game and things like that, but I feel like that's bare minimum for us. Especially with the people we know we have in the locker room, we think that we can reach something much greater than that, whether that be Dallas or the playoffs. So, as long as everyone stays focused, man, and does what they need to do, we should be able to not only reach our individual goals, but team goals as well. Something I'm definitely challenging myself to do more is be a vocal leader, but also lead by example as well. Whether that's getting treatment, staying after getting extra work on the field. Those are things that obviously I got to do, for my well-being, but also the younger guys that look up to me.
It is all football, bro. Like, you can't even think about doing nothing else, even if you wanted to.
When V and Coach Sat hit me up, I was like, Cincy sounded like a great place to go compete with the big dogs. It's Big 12. And I know that they had really good years in the past, so I was like, hey, I know they got the resources I need to get me where I needed to go. Let me go compete.
Here we go. Get together. Get a break. Yes, sir, Coach. Gotta go get that thing. We got the best special team coach in the nation, I feel like. In the nation.
Being here, getting to know this new team with Coach Hicks, it's been cool because it's just another experience with football that you got to go through,
Boy, y'all look like me on that one.
Yes, sir. We look like who?
I feel like as a DB group, we're going to get a lot of takeaways. It's like a lot of takeaways, we're going to bring the juice, we're going to bring the energy. It's going to be back like how it was back then when Sauce and them was playing at mine. Like, that's the way I'm feeling how the group is trending to go up.
I feel really good about what they have in quarterback Brendan Sorsman. He's big at 235 pounds. He can throw it down the field. He's a really good runner, difficult to bring down in the open field.
There's like a half a dozen, 6 or 7 guys who the NFL already has tabbed as draft picks, and Sorsby is a guy that the NFL people really sneaky like.
Well, my mentality ever since high school has been, I've been under-recruited, I've been underrated, so I've had a chip on my shoulder from the jump, but I feel like this team's also carrying a chip on our shoulder, knowing that we could have been better last year, knowing that everybody's sleeping on us this year as well, and knowing the talent that we have in this locker room, is fueling us and motivating us to go prove ourselves right more than prove other people wrong.
Bro, hey, remember that we got all the pieces to get to Dallas right here, bro. Fly around today, compete, have fun, take care of each other.
All the outside noise is always going to be the outside noise, but what can we do daily to get to the goals that we want to achieve? And I think that everybody's carrying that same chip on their shoulder, and we're excited to prove what we can do.
But if you look at Scott Satterfield, he might take that year 3 leap that he took when he was at Appalachian State. Now, in his second year at Appalachian State, they won 7 games. In his third year, they won 11 games.
Yeah, I think, going into our 2025 season for us, our number one goal is we got to get to Dallas. And I think that's the one thing that our whole team has been talking about all spring, summer.
100% I feel the urgency, not only for myself to go out there and win right away, but, we're obviously playing a great opponent week 1. We don't have time to, slack off and, mess around because we're jumping right into a great opponent in Nebraska. So, you know, we got to come out from the jump, you know, and try to find a win in Arrowhead Stadium. But, you know, there's also just a sense of urgency knowing that we've had back-to-back bad years. And we've got to go out there and prove why we belong in the Big 12. And, you know, we've got to have success this year, you know, for everybody. You know, we're not just coming to work every day to go out there and have a losing season. The fans don't deserve it. We definitely don't deserve it. You know, we're putting in the work, we're putting in the time, so we got to go out there on game days and execute and find wins.
You know, it's a tough, challenging schedule. We all know that. The Big 12 is, I think, one of the top conferences in the country. And it is so good from the bottom all the way to the top. There's no breathing room in there, man. The margins are tight. And so you got to do everything that you can to get over the hump and to be the best team that you can possibly be. For us, it's all been about discipline. We focused on discipline all spring, all summer, and that's what we're focusing on in camp as well. And the commitment that our guys have will get us to Dallas.